BaconBit. Ow!
Oh, you had to go there.
We just get it out of the way.
We'll get there. Hey, listener, this is a BaconBit for the Oscars.
Yeah, very special Thursday BaconBit.
Yes.
Or whatever day you're listening to this.
Yes. We are going to be going through...
I'm listening to it in January of 2027.
Listen on Thursdays.
It's kind of a weird because we had a tournament and then Oscar predictions and then finals of tournament.
We're all over the place.
A little bit, but just the way the schedule worked out. But we are going to be announcing the winner of our contest here at the end. But for now, let's just talk about the Academy Awards, shall we? Nothing much happened, right?
Nothing much happened and not many people watched.
No.
This is the second lowest viewed ever.
Yes, 15.3 million viewers, which is the second lowest ever. But it was a 56% increase from last year.
Depending on the spin here, because last year was so bad, and everyone's saying 56% more watched it this year, which is still the second lowest.
Yeah.
Second smallest.
Also, second smallest.
Yeah.
There was a spike in viewing, a spike up, because no one was watching up until everyone started talking about a certain moment. And so the Oscar, well, let's talk all about that soon.
Let's talk about that moment when they all got their swag bags.
So good.
You guys want to know what was in the swag bags this year?
Yes.
I have it.
No.
You
really got this.
I do. The nominees in the top acting and directing category. So this isn't every nominee, but the top acting and directing categories get a swag bag that has a plot of land, a deed for a plot of land in Scotland that automatically gives the recipient a lord or lady title. Good for them.
What?
Yep. Extra virgin olive oil infused with gold flakes.
Oh, wow.
A voucher for plastic surgery on the arms.
What, like Relief Society arms? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Do you think they call them Relief Society arms in Hollywood?
No.
I don't think
Can
so.
I say that?
Lunch lady.
Maybe. $10,000 worth of Botox, sustainably harvested honey from New Zealand, a tour of a castle in Scotland with a private butler and a bagpiper on arrival. And then there's so many things here. This one says skincare products said to be like a salad, but for your face. Games like exploding kittens.
Hey, I got you this face salad.
Hand soap that's supposed to clean your jewelry while you wash your hands. An inflatable orca for your pool from PETA. Life coaching, self-love coaching, and private training sessions from 3 different companies.
Okay.
So basically, they just got a whole bag of coupons.
Yes.
And also, it sounds like
It's like CVS for Hollywood.
This is well over $100,000.
Oh, my
These swag
goodness.
bags are worth.
It seems like it's Christmas Eve, and they're like, oh, no, the store's out of everything. Get anything you can.
Botox gift cards. Come
Orca, face salad.
Hey, PETA, what are you not going to be mad at?
Orca
Like
face
half
salad was my
of
band's
these
name in
guys
college.
like PETA.
$100,000?
$100,000 swag bags for the top acting and directing
That's
categories.
less than you make in a month.
It is.
Yeah.
Very much.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. But I think what we really need to talk... Let's talk about it.
The reason that people stared paying attention to the Oscars is that they announced Army of the Dead was the fan favorite Oscar winner.
Well, let's just bring this up real quick, gentlemen.
Sure.
How much of the Oscars did you actually watch?
I fully intended to actually watch all of it. I recorded it, but my stupid DVR didn't work.
Huh.
So I didn't record. And so I just...
That was a blessing, I guess.
Yeah.
So when I was texting you, were you not watching at that point? I thought
No.
you were watching alongside.
No, I was texting. Yeah, when I started texting, I was like, "Oh, I'm watching it now."
Okay.
And so I ended up, instead of watching it recorded and just skipping through some stuff, like speeches and commercials.
Sure.
I just watched there live.
Okay.
It just so happened to be
The moment.
right before everything
moment.
went.
I like to watch the intro to the Oscars because either it's a tribute, which it rarely ever is, or it's a fun song like as would happen on SNL.
Yeah,
right?
Billy Crystal used
Right,
those.
Yeah. So see, I haven't seen any of this stuff. I was going to watch the clips and stuff, but
But who even cares now? Because,
Yeah.
also look at the hosts. Like, no one cares.
I mean, I only
one's
got to
talking about
see one portion of their show, and it was awful.
Yeah.
It was
This is where they're dressed up.
No,
Spider-Man.
It was Kirsten Dunst and
Oh, it's
Jeff
horrible.
Clemens.
And actually really bad timing as well.
Horrible.
I started watching when they gave the best supporting actor. So relatively maybe a half an hour into the episode.
Sure.
Into the actual show.
Yeah.
And then I kept watching all 3.5 hours.
Tell you actually how long
Yeah,
it is.
please
Give me a
do.
second.
Because I know they actually cut categories to make the show more streamlined.
Apparently, Jessica Chastain was going in, like she's kind of skipped the red carpet to go inside to support.
Yeah.
them.
So
Yeah.
they had 8 Oscars that were given off the broadcast. And then the worst part of it is they intercut footage of people there
so
clapping.
tacky. Yeah.
So bad. But
bad.
Jessica Chastain actually legitimately was there supporting her team
Yeah.
for winning
Good for them.
in makeup.
3 hours and 40 minutes.
How?
I don't know.
Because they cut the categories down to what, 14?
But here's the thing, and that's the time on this. It didn't save much time at all, honestly.
No.
Like most of the Academy Awards, that's right around where they're at.
It's almost like an episode of Baconsale where we're like, guys, hour 15.
Yes.
3
Hour
hours and
40.
46.
Do you guys want to know how much the Oscars I watched?
How much?
None.
None live, but I did watch a 1 minute and 6 second clip.
I love how we keep teasing. Like, no one knows
That's the
about
segue
this.
right there.
Okay.
So if you don't know,
You know.
It's
Yeah.
a Speed Force. So actually, the best fan
Yeah.
moment. Sorry.
Of all time.
Oh
no,
my
here's the
gosh.
thing. That was a dumb thing to do for the
It's so
Oscars.
dumb.
Because there are all-time moments. It should have been the best moments of the past year. Sorry. I just keep interjecting with Snyder moments.
It's
Joel,
fine. So what happens
Zack Snyder won 2 Oscars.
is
I love it. That's more than Nolan.
Chris Rock was up on stage. I don't even remember what award he was
Documentary.
presenting. Is
Best
that what it was?
documentary.
Yes.
Okay. So he was up there doing a little shtick.
Because Questlove gets up there after. Anyway,
Yeah,
That was right. It was
Yep.
that was the
Yeah.
Summer of Soul. But okay, so Chris Rock is up there and he's just doing a little shtick, little comedy, little improv before
little ribbing.
before giving the award for best documentary.
And he's previously hosted.
Yes.
And did a good job.
Yeah. And he makes a joke where he's just kind of commenting on people. It's like comics do. They kind of pick out someone and make a little joke and then move on.
Yes.
And he said, he pointed to Jada Pinkett Smith, who has a shaved head.
Yes.
And said, Jada,
Due to
I love
alopecia.
you. I love you. What do you say? Good luck in G.I. Jane 2.
Can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2.
G.I. Jane 2, which G.I. Jane is a movie starring Demi Moore back
Released
in the
in 1998.
90s, where she shaves her head to join the army. And, people laughed, and then he was going to move on. And Will Smith laughed, and Jada Pinkett Smith rolled her eyes. Then Will Smith noticed that his wife rolled her eyes, and all of a sudden, Will Smith just kind of walks up on stage, and Chris Rock's like standing there like, what are you doing, man? What's going on? Will Smith winds up, smacks him across the face, and then the audio is muted here in the States because Will Smith goes on a tirade saying, get my wife's name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock is replying like, "What are you doing? What's going on?" And
Yeah, it was.
By the way, still
it was a
silent on the
G.I. Jane
telecast.
joke.
yeah, and in the unmuted version, the audience is just silent.
Yes.
Like just what is happening? Is this a bit? Is this?
But
supposed
you
to be
can
funny?
see Lupita Nyong'o giving the side eye to Will Smith, like, what?
Yeah. And so that's the big thing.
Here's what's funny.
Anyone's talking about this, they're only talking
They're
about this.
only talking about this. So I watched this live, but here's my problem. I had my phone on me because I'm checking Twitter. I'm texting you guys.
Yeah, totally.
And it wasn't a big moment. It was a really just lame joke. And then all of a sudden, he goes, ho, 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 because Will Smith was approaching him on stage. I'm like, I thought Will Smith was going to go up and give him like the Harrison Ford finger, like, you better watch it, kid, one of those. And I kind of looked at my phone and I heard, pfft, and I look up and Chris Rock goes, and then it went silent. And I'm like, okay, keep watching. Is there something wrong with YouTube TV right now? What's going on? 20 seconds, like you said, of silence.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, but then they cut to Will Smith, and it's still silent, but it's
You can see what he's
very
saying.
clear what he's
I
saying.
immediately called Emily, who's been on the show, and I go, Emily, I don't know who to talk to. I got to tell someone what I think I just saw, but I'm not sure if he was shoved or whatever. And so she's like, what? I'm like, go check Twitter right now. I'm sure it's on Twitter. And
She
then
wasn't watching either.
No. And that's the thing. Everyone saw a second within that second or a second later. This is on Twitter immediately.
And that's the thing is, I saw the clip. I think you passed it along in Messenger, and so I got to see this clip of it on Twitter. And then it was all Twitter was talking about.
Yeah.
Was that. And
Like, did people win awards that night? I'm not even sure.
it's unclear because all I've seen is memes.
Yeah.
And some of them are very funny.
Yeah. Are they dead yet? Is this show dead yet? Like the one that we're talking about. Could we even talk about the slap anymore?
Well, I mean, this is already Thursday, so it's cold, but
Yeah.
this is just how Baconsale works.
Well,
Right.
it because of the memes and the attention, it died fast.
Right.
well,
it was-
but it's not. The problem is
The commentary's bigger now.
It's not going to die because Will Smith now has this hanging over.
Well,
him.
and truthfully, that's the reason that the viewership spiked, because people would go, well, I'm not going to watch because a moment happened. It's this moment happened. What are they going to do? Because he is the favorite to go off and win this award.
Even though
Best
he was
Actor award.
not the best actor.
No.
Andrew Garfield was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so then, I don't know. There's this whole thing where it became all of a sudden online. It became this division of Team Will or Team Chris. And I was like, this is the weirdest argument I've ever heard in my life.
Weird. Yeah.
But I have something to say, and I've been wanting to say it for a while. I've been saving it for this bacon.
Is this a
bit.
hot take?
No, this is just my take.
Okay.
And Zach, you maybe feel the same way, because as a performer, you're up on stage, and people have been saying like, "Oh, it was staged. It was staged." Chris Rock acted so weird when he came up to him, and then laughed it off after. I'm like, that's what you do. You, like, as a performer on a stage, you were trying to save the show no matter what happens. The scenery could fall down. A light can fall from the ceiling. Someone can trip and fall. You do what you can to keep the show going, because your job on stage is to keep the crowd entertained. And someone rushing the stage and coming towards you is terrifying.
Okay.
That would be awful.
I've had it happen to me.
What do you mean?
Where I won't get into it for various reasons, but there was a time when someone ran up on stage in the middle of a Divine Comedy show, interacted with us, and kind of threw off the complete
trying to
vibe
be part of the show,
trying to mess us up.
Oh.
And it really was those things where I said, okay, I can either react in anger and just kill the vibe of the show, or I can make a joke of it and move on and just keep the flow of the show going. And that's what I did. And I totally saw that in Chris Rock, where he was like, he sees Will Smith coming up to him, and he's like, okay, what's funny Will gonna do? This is all very ridiculous. He's probably gonna mock me. And then even when he went to go slap him, he probably thought, oh, it's gonna be a little, stage slap. But then he clocks him, and you could see in his face, he's like, why? That was a joke.
Yeah.
And so then,
by the way, he took the hit really well.
He ducked back.
I mean, that chin, can take a hit.
But then he did what a good performer will do, and he, kind of, well, I'm going to make a joke about that and move on. But you could tell he was shaking.
Well,
up.
it's like, even what he said was, he's like, well, I could. And you almost see him go, oh, I could have a field day with this.
But he knew for the sake of the show.
Yeah. And he goes, this is the best night in television, kind of awkwardly. And then he's like, time for best documentary.
Yeah.
And you could see him looking to the side like, are we going to stop this?
Now, there is a lot of conspiracy that this was planned and staged, but the take on this that I love, that I saw on Twitter, and I wish I could credit the person who said it, but it's like, anybody who thinks this is staged has never seen Chris Rock act. Like,
that's true.
He is visibly shaken.
Yeah, because he didn't expect that. I think he expected some good lighthearted ribbing, because that's all he gave. Which is, once again, I want to talk about this, and we're going way too long about this, but that's all he was talking about anyway.
Sure.
But I feel it's the retaliation was not equal.
Can you say what you were saying before the show?
Well, yeah, because what I say is it's words for words, action for action.
Right.
If someone says words you don't like, you respond with words. If someone commits an action against you that you don't like, you can commit an action.
For example.
I told my wife, I said, look, if someone was making fun of you, I would definitely stand up for you and be like, all right, calm down. Like, if I was at the Academy Awards, I'd be like, I'd do the whole Jonah Hill, like, cut it out thing.
Yeah.
Give him, like, let him know this isn't funny. But to go up there and attack someone for saying a joke, and even, it wasn't even, he didn't even say it looked bad, Chris Rock just said G.I. Jane, commenting she has a shaved head, like G.I. Jane. That's all it was.
Right.
And there's been clips of Jada Pinkett Smith saying that she loves her bald head, she's proud of it, and she doesn't care what other people think. So to have him go up, and he laughed before, so I think maybe he overcorrected, like he realized he messed up and had to make it right, I guess.
I think Will's going through a lot.
Yeah, yes.
To put it very simply, and without getting too deep into it,
yeah.
Will's gone through a lot, and he feels the need to be quite defensive.
And it could have been
happening.
that she was having kind of a breakdown just before going in about how she felt about her hair, so he could have been more sensitive about it. But to retaliate with physical action based on jokes, I felt was too far.
The real downside is whether it's staged or not, whether whoever is in the right or wrong, it ruined the rest of the show and made the Academy Awards, which we've joked about being irrelevant. Yeah, they might actually be relevant now, but it's because it's Jerry Springer. They've totally declassed the entire presentation.
The hosts have mentioned, I know I saw a comment from Wanda Sykes and the other host that will not be named on Baconsale, that they felt like, where's our apology? You completely took the show away from us. Because Will Smith did come out and apologize to Chris Rock in a post. The Academy, though, has come out and said that this was inappropriate. They're going to be doing an
They said they
investigation.
actually asked him to leave, and he wouldn't.
Yeah. So it's just
I heard that they were seriously considering asking him to leave.
I wonder. Maybe they're trying to cover their tracks.
And so it's like, we seriously considered it.
I think so. I think they kind of did this thing like, oh yeah, whatever, and then they saw people's reaction like, oh, we got to act.
If anybody who wasn't nominated did that, they would be escorted.
No.
Yeah.
If they're not going to pull the award They're going to give him some sort of reprimand or whatever. They're not going to pull the award because none of the other nominees would take it at this point.
Right.
There's no worth to it.
No.
I mean, even if they're like, Andrew Garfield, everyone loves you right now, please. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Will won the award, blah, 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 blah.
But it really did. Like I said, it felt like, I said this before too, it felt like my kids fighting, where they start fighting, like hitting each other. I'm like, what happened? Well, they said something mean about me. And you're like, no, that is not how you respond.
Right.
Words for words. But I don't know. It really did. Like, it was weird because, and maybe Zach, you felt the same, but as a performer, it felt like they were almost giving, like Will Smith was almost giving license to take physical action against performing that you don't like, which makes it a little bit scary. It makes it like, I remember Jim Carrey said the same thing, where he's like, that's not cool. That breaks the wall of performer and an audience.
Truthfully, there's no defense for his actions.
No.
There's no possible reasonable defense.
Like if he would have heckled, like if he would have just yelled what he yelled,
Yeah.
it would have been kind of like, oh, that was weird.
yeah.
But I do feel like the physical action, that's indefensible.
That can't give everyone an example to follow if they don't like what a comedian is saying.
Yeah.
Because comedians, they say awful things a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And-
Ezra Miller, he decided he was going to attack someone doing karaoke just because he saw this the day before, I'm pretty sure.
Mercy.
We're hot takes on Baconsale.
Yeah, for real. It was this was a mess. Everyone who won the spotlight was taken away. And yes, this whole show is aggrandizing celebrity when they get $100,000 grab bag.
Yeah.
Right? We shouldn't be like, oh, they did a great job. But there were some great moments here. And we could talk about some of the winners because truly, I mean, even us, we've given more attention to the actual slap than what was accomplished. But the Academy Awards, even with the award winners, are kind of a joke.
Yeah.
I think we all know that.
And I think, truthfully, if that had not happened, if that moment of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock had not happened,
Another boring show.
it would have been like people wouldn't even been talking about it. It would have been already out of public memory.
Which may lead to it being staged.
But if it were staged, this has done, I believe, irreparable damage to Will Smith's image.
Even as I'm sitting there, I'm like, I've had conflicting feelings about Will Smith. I now officially don't even care. I do not like this guy anymore.
Right.
Well, and then when he got caught, well, I guess we can get to that. Well, no, we can talk about it now. So he won Best Actor.
Yeah, he did.
We could say that. It's not before
I'm
we're
a
there.
fierce defender of family.
And then he said, I want to be
Vessel
a vessel of love right after doing this. And he was obviously emotional, but it felt so hypocritical to give this guy a standing ovation when he smacked a guy on stage in front of millions of people, 15 million people.
Not a ton.
Yeah, 15, that's what it was. But that just seems so wrong to give someone a standing ovation. I don't know.
I think it was like everyone
Off
felt
my
awkward.
soapbox now.
Everyone was like there. It's
Don't
their,
smack me.
Their sister and brother-in-law, they're at dinner and they're yelling at each other and they're like, let's just get through dinner.
Don't smack me. Don't
Yeah.
smack me.
Anyways.
All right, so that's enough. We spent way too long on this already.
By the way, Zack Snyder won 2 Oscars.
Well, we'll get into that. So
Why not
okay.
just talk about it now? It's so goofy.
Well, because it's not a formal
that's right,
category.
they're not- we
Because
didn't
they went
predict
straight
that.
up People's Choice. And while I love Speed of Force, they went to Twitter. And Twitter's so dumb. Like, it's just
It's a
whatever.
vote for the worst situation.
Whatever the fandom wants, and by the way, the cult of Zack Snyder, which I'm a part of, will jump in and vote a ton.
Yeah.
And so they're going to get the engagement. And it's why Cinderella got number 2. These people are just
that horrible Amazon Prime remake.
yeah, it's in these movies. I do love that these awards were made to celebrate Marvel finally, and Zack Snyder still won. I love it because it was made for Endgame or No Way Home.
Yeah.
And it was to be like, yeah, we love you too because you guys have made us a ton of money. But then the fans on Twitter, and that's the only place that was pulled, like, hey,
Yeah, it's
let's give it to
ridiculous.
this.
Twitter's the worst.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what's not the worst.
Okay.
Our listener. Those who submitted ballots, thank you for coming out. I wanted to point out we had the lowest score we got out of a possible 23, 33 if you got the bonus question.
Sure, but 23 generally,
categories. The lowest score was 5 points.
Okay.
And we had 3 people who got that. And for what I think is the first time in Baconsale history, maybe, the winner has a perfect 23.
What?
A perfect score.
Ever. That's the first time ever.
I think so. I want to
think
say
so, too.
but I can't believe
Hold
it.
on. If it's Zach, I'm going to be real upset.
Let's get into it. All right. So first of all,
Okay, take it easy.
we have actress in a supporting role. The majority of our listeners said Ariana DeBose. We all said Ariana DeBose. The winner was
Ariana DeBose.
So, and I think, good for her. She was good in the movie. I honestly don't. This is just my opinion. I honestly don't know what kind of range she has because she's brand new to the scene. So I'd be interested to see if
She's the bullet on Hamilton. What more do you need?
a little more. Because, yes, she can sing. Yes, she can dance. Yes, she can act. But is that all she is musical
We'll
theater?
find out.
We'll find out. Next up, we had actor in a supporting role. The overwhelming majority said Troy Kotzer. I'd like to think based on our from Coda, based on our prediction, and the winner was Troy Kotzer from Coda.
Yep.
Which first deaf actor, I believe, to win a Best Actor award.
For first deaf actor to win for acting.
Because Marlee Matlin won actress. I believe before.
About 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, I didn't see his speech, so I have no comment on it. But I saw.
It was and it looked so heartwarming.
It looked nice.
Best supporting actress, I forget her name, from Minari, that won last year because she's so adorable.
The little old lady.
She signed his name. She held the award. She because they were like, "Oh, move," and she held the award for him and just stood there and looked at him. It was the sweetest moment.
Cute.
Yeah.
Writing. The majority said licorice pizza because they probably followed us, who said licorice pizza, but the actual winner was Belfast.
Weird. That's a weird choice.
It's a really charming movie, but it just didn't deserve it. I don't think
good for
licorice
Kenneth
pizza
Branagh.
did. Yeah, no, and he did a great job.
Wait, you don't think licorice pizza did either?
No, I
Then which
don't.
one of the categories were you going to do?
I'm trying
worst
to
person
think.
in the world. Did you
worst
say that?
person in the world. Yes.
Yeah, that was your heart pick. Mm-hmm. Then we have writing, adapted screenplay, the overwhelming majority. Not the overwhelming majority. It was actually pretty close, but Coda is the lead there for the listener. And then we all said Power of the Dog.
Yes, we did.
But the winner was Coda. The listener was right here, and we were wrong.
That's where I felt things were about to change for the Oscars, for the shoe-in picks for Power of the Dog.
Oh.
Because I was like, wait, Coda just won a pretty big award. What does this mean for later in the show?
Yeah,
and I started getting nervous for Coda.
Nervous for Coda?
Nervous for its success.
I mean, this goes into, does the Academy just really hate Netflix?
It could be.
Maybe.
We'll get there too. Then we have visual effects. Overwhelmingly, everyone said Dune.
Yep.
We all said Dune. The winner was Dune. There was many question here. Although Spider-Man No Way Home, I think should have gotten maybe a little more love from the listener at least.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
considering they all saw it.
Yeah. But that's good for Dune. And then sound as well. Everyone said Dune. We all said Dune. Dune won. This was kind of the Dune sweep in the middle here, where it was just like I was marking them off because, like I said, I didn't watch any of the Academy Awards, but I was on Twitter, and every time I'd see an award, I'd put it over on our list. Music, original score. Almost everyone said Dune, including us. We all said Dune. Winner was Dune.
Hans Zimmer was at home in his bathrobe.
Was he?
Yeah, because he's not going to show up to something that they're not actually going to televise, right? So he's just at home. He's like, thanks. Cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Short film, live action. A little across the board here, but most people said The Long Goodbye. We all said The Long Goodbye, and the winner was The Long Goodbye. And that was the one about the guy watching stuff on TV, the march outside that comes to his house. So, yeah, makes sense. Short film, animated. We all said Robin, and the listener said Robin, and then the windshield wiper one.
Yeah.
That one was one where I cannot even recommend the trailer. It's
based on what you said.
It's not family friendly.
Yeah.
There's nudity in an animated film short trailer. It was ridiculous. Documentary short subject. Most people said Queen of Basketball. And this is one of the few ones where we differed.
Yeah.
Because I said Audible, you two said Queen of Basketball, and the winner was
Queen of Basketball.
So I got a misfire on that one.
Yay me.
Well, you and Zack.
Yeah.
Once again, me doing like all the internet searching. I don't know how Kent's method is, and then Zack doing Vegas odds.
Yeah.
So good for both of you. Documentary feature. Zack and I said Summer of Soul. The overwhelming majority said Summer of Soul.
I said Flea.
Kent said Flea.
Yeah.
Because he's a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
That's the only reason.
And the winner was Summer of Soul.
Yes, it was.
If you don't remember, that was right after everything happened, so it was a little unclear.
Yep.
But Summer of Soul. Production design, how things look. Everyone said Dune. Most listeners said Dune. We all said Dune. The winner was Dune. Makeup and hairstyling. We all said Eyes of Tammy Faye. The listener agreed with us, with its majority saying All Eyes of Tammy Faye. And the winner was The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
All right.
Costume design.
Is this going to hurt you to say? To speak aloud?
A little bit.
Go on.
The overwhelming majority said Cruella. We all said Cruella. And the Academy agreed with us, and they gave an Academy Award to Cruella.
There's one every year. I mean, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad.
Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad.
Actually, I watched a movie the other day, and it said on the cover, it says nominated for 8 Academy Awards. But, they didn't win anything.
Okay.
That was The Elephant Man.
Oh, okay.
International feature film. Majority said Drive My Car. We all said Drive My Car. The winner was Drive My Car.
Yes, it was.
And the winner gave a 3-hour speech from what I heard.
Yeah.
From his car. Film editing, most people said Dune. We all said Dune. Winner was Dune. So Dune really did win all the technical awards.
6.
It's awesome.
It really was the Mad Max of this one. Mad Max in 2016.
Yeah.
And to everyone who says, well, it should have won Best Picture, I mean, we'll get there, but spoiler alert, it didn't win, is wait for 2 years when part 2's out.
You think so? They give a legacy award for that?
Maybe. It could be a Return of the King sort of thing.
Yeah.
Animated feature film, everyone said Ray and the Last Dragon. Oh, wait, no one said Ray and the Last Dragon.
No one said it?
That is one of the few ones where we got a 0%. No one voted for Ray and the Last Dragon. No votes. Everyone said it. Almost everyone said Encanto. We all said Encanto, and the winner was Encanto.
Can I just interrupt real quick? So they performed We Don't Talk About Bruno during the show, even though it was not nominated.
Yep.
Basically, they're saying, hey, this is a number one song. Let's get more people to watch. And it was a horrible rendition of that song.
You don't like Doja Cat?
It was messy.
Was it Doja Cat?
Cardi B or Doja Cat? I don't even know. It was horrible. It seems like people are just like getting out of their chairs and started singing. And
Glenn Close started twerking, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no, please not again. I hated it, though.
Yeah,
Made
I
me
didn't
hate
see
the
it.
song more.
I didn't see it. Cinematography, majority said Dune. We said Dune. The winner was Dune.
All right.
More Dune love. Music, original song. There was some spread here, but most people said No Time to Die.
Yeah.
We all said No Time to Die, and it was No Time to Die.
I don't even like the song that much. And I was so happy.
Well, I mean, you look at the competition here of like Beyonce's song and the slow one from Encanto and the Van Morrison
I
song.
knew Encanto wasn't going to win. And this is weird because, again, this is decided well beforehand. They put him in the little envelopes.
Yeah.
But Lin-Manuel wasn't even there. So it's like, he's not going to win.
Yeah, that's true.
So he didn't get his EGOT?
This is his EGOT.
I hope he never
And
wins.
he didn't get it.
Aw,
I really do.
that's mean.
Yeah.
Okay, actor in the leading role. Most people said Will Smith. We all said Will Smith. In fact, I said on our prediction show at one point, the most dangerous creature on the whole earth is Will Smith vying for an Oscar.
Why did you say that? What was the
Because
context?
I was quoting the part of the trailer when he says the most dangerous thing in the world is a woman who knows what she wants.
Joel, what have you done?
I think I cursed it. So
Yeah. And now this one, I would like to point out, was presented by the cast of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's typically done, the actor, like the best actress from the previous year presents for the best actor, and then the best actor presents for
who would have been then?
who won best actress last year.
Frances McDormand.
And she wasn't there.
No.
I wonder why.
Because she didn't have anything super political to say. So she's like, well, I might as well not do it.
Well, she wasn't nominated for Tragedy Macbeth, and she's like, well, I'm out then.
Yeah, so
probably.
she wasn't there. She would have presented it. So instead, John Travolta, who honestly, I'd rather see him bald than have the terrible hair he's had for the last few years, and Uma Thurman just sat there dancing.
Yeah.
And Sam
Is that
Jackson,
what happened?
Academy
Yeah.
Award winner Samuel L. Jackson, now just kind of was the
Opened
voice
the
of reason.
suitcase.
Yeah.
It was the whole suitcase.
I saw the
thing.
golden glow of the suitcase. I just didn't know what was
From
going
Pulp
on around
Fiction.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like,
But why Pulp Fiction? That was
It is 29 years old. I really think they're like on the 28th anniversary
who's going to
of
be
Pulp Fiction.
Who's going to? Hey, John Travolta just send in his RSVP. He'll be there, and Uma Thurman. It's crazy. Of course, Sam Jackson's going to be there. What if we did this?
Yeah.
So,
Really,
well,
that's all
the
it is.
invitations were a little weird this
Well,
time.
come on. They had Tony Hawk, Kelly Slater, and Shaun White present the tribute to Bond.
But then they weren't. I was going to say, what's her bucket from West Side Story?
Rita Moreno?
No.
Rachel Ziegler.
Ziegler. She did not get an invite to the Oscars, and she mentioned it online. There was huge uproar, and then she ended up presenting an award.
Spoiled brat.
Well, I think I was kind of thought it was weird that she wasn't invited in the first place. I'm like,
Because she was on a movie. She's on a movie set, and they had to close the movie set so she could go to the Academy Awards.
Did they?
Yeah, no, she was filming a movie, and she's like, I guess I didn't get an invite. And Disney's like, yeah, you're filming a movie in England. And so they closed
You're
the
not
movie.
available to go.
Yeah.
wow.
No, she's a
I
spoiled
didn't know
brat.
that part of it.
Straight up.
That explains it.
Yeah.
And she was cast in this show out of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Will Smith won.
It's a long way to say Will Smith won.
Yeah. And then we get actress in a leading role. Little split here between Jessica Chastain and Kristen Stewart, but
Anthony Hopkins presented the award.
he wasn't even there last year when he won.
Charming.
Yeah.
But
He's like a nice, crazy old man, right?
the majority
really
did
is.
say Jessica Chastain. We all no.
Olivia Colman for
Zach
me.
and I said.
I love
Yes,
your
Tammy
pick.
Faye.
I love her.
She already got an award, but
Yeah.
the winner was
She's my Meryl Streep.
yeah. I think she will be kind of the new one. But yeah, Jessica Chastain won. Sorry,
Yeah.
Kent.
No, it's fine. I mean, her speech was the worst, but it's fine.
Was it the worst?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's typical Hollywood. She was like, hey, everyone, quit thinking about what just happened 20 minutes ago. Let's talk about politics. That's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
That's why we watch.
I watched that movie last night. She's very good.
Yeah,
Yeah?
Yeah.
For directing, a majority said Jane Campion. I want to say champion every time.
Yep.
But she was the
But she
champion.
is, yeah.
Because she won, and we all said she was going to win. And then I guess she gave a speech and talked about how much she hated the Serena Williams sisters. No.
Will Smith approached the stage.
And then she smacked her.
We didn't talk about, speaking of the Williams sisters, there was also a little bit of nudity.
Oh, the wardrobe
Yeah, the
malfunction.
Broadcast. There was a wardrobe malfunction.
But notice how no one's talking about it because it was like the fourth weirdest thing.
They're showing it while Will Smith is doing his thing.
Yeah.
And they like...
Well, he's taught. He's getting which thing? We got to.
Oh, sorry.
Which thing,
He's giving his speech.
Yeah.
For his award. And it cuts to Venus. And she's like, there's some wardrobe malfunction happening. And so they just like put an Oscars logo over it and just cut the feed.
And that probably would have
Like,
been the most talked about no moment.
Why did they do that? Like that was the option. That was the dump button, not, hey, let's switch to camera 2.
Yeah, we have all these cameras. Let's not use any of them. Anyway, but Power of the Dog. That's the only award it won that night, right?
Well,
Best
we'll
directing.
see. Best Picture Award. Let's find out if it won.
Oh. Spoilers. Everyone knows. For Best Picture, I mean, there actually was a split but in the listener between Coda and Power of the Dog. But we all said Power of the Dog based on everything we heard.
Yeah.
Kent said his emotional pick would be Coda.
Yes.
And then the winner was Coda.
It was Coda.
That was a shock.
Okay.
I thought you guys were making, like you guys were kind of got together and tried to fool me first.
No. 2 beautiful moments here. One is Lady Gaga and her brilliant geriatric touch.
I heard that she was like very, very sweet with
She
Liza
was
Minnelli.
awesome. So Liza Minnelli comes out. She's in a wheelchair.
I heard she was in her cabaret outfit.
Yeah, she's very old, very frail.
Yeah.
And she has papers and is kind of confused. And Lady Gaga and I am not being condescending or I'm totally serious, with all the grace in the world, like handles this situation like a champ.
Says, I got you.
She's so sweet to her.
She said on the hot mic, I got you.
For all of the points that Will Smith lost, Lady Gaga gained them.
Yep.
Like
100%.
She was great. And then Coda wins. I might cry. Coda wins.
Yeah.
And everybody stands up and starts shaking their hands.
The applause symbol for ASL.
Again, this is what should be peak. Both those 2 moments are peak.
Yes.
They're so like legitimately good. And yet we're talking about a dude getting slapped and a bad joke from Amy Schumer. It's so frustrating. But Coda winning was so cool.
But that felt like, it was funny because I was both happy and sad at the same time because I was like, dang it, I got it wrong.
Yeah.
But good for Coda. Really good for Coda because this is one of the few uplifting, somewhat comedic movies that have won in years.
And it's interesting because
and PG-13.
Everyone
Green
sees
Book.
movies that win Oscars to be independent, but they're not. These are movies released in December or January for Oscar season, and usually by big studios. Coda is something that barely got accepted into Sundance, and then for a year or for 6 months was waited. They put on Apple Plus, and then they were like, "Oh, hopefully people like our movie." So it was just kind of available. It is truly one of a handful of truly independent films to go through that process.
And I've heard,
win.
I heard, what's the biggest award at Sundance?
It's the it's just an audience award or
There's something where it like
I forget the name. Yeah,
but the winner of that award has never won Best Picture
Nope,
before.
never.
And I thought, really, out of all the years of Sundance, it never won Best Picture.
I know.
But this one winning Best Picture and being the first
Best
streaming
effects, yes.
film ever
the
to
fact
win.
that the first time after all of that Netflix has done to try and get an Oscar
much
winner,
money.
someone stands up there and says, "Thanks to Apple,
Yep.
for buying our movie that we already made without your help." Or
Yeah.
whatever. 'Cause,
yeah, truly.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's weird because it doesn't fit the mold to me of a Best Picture winner, but I really like that
and that's the
movie.
thing. It's a sappy movie, but wow,
Yeah.
I love it so much.
I do too.
Yeah.
That was great. So let's get into it, gentlemen. First of all, I want to bring up a little history. In 2016, when we did this, Kent, you kind of won
What?
on the show.
What do you mean?
It was a little muddled, but it sounded like from what I heard, what I listened to, you won in 2016. But Jacob, who wasn't officially playing, he won our office bracket with a bigger number, and so it was kind of a diminished win.
Wow. Okay.
In 2017, you and I tied, and we both got naked chicken chalupas.
Oh,
First year was street tacos.
we paid for that.
2018, Jacob won with the caveman burger. In 2019, me and Jacob tied. We got pizza. In 2020, Jacob won, and he got date night. And last year, Kent, you won and got a caveman burger.
Yeah, I did.
But this year, in third place, Kent with 17 points.
17's pretty good. I think I've won with 17 before.
Yeah. Last year, I think you were... No, last year you got 15. So
Okay.
In second place,
First runner-up, we'll say.
yes, me with 18 points.
Good job.
Oh,
And
good
in
job.
first place, Las Vegas with 19 points.
Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yay! Our Zach. Zach won.
So does that? I have to give up my prize to Las Vegas?
No.
You,
Much like someone with my same last name had
They
to
had
give,
to
up their
prize.
But Zach, you get a date night now. Congratulations, great job.
Thank you.
But that's not what people are listening for. We're well into this bacon bit. But the winner of our listener bracket
With a perfect score.
they
score.
got the animated
Flawless
short correct.
victory.
Only 4 people got the animated short film correct.
Wow.
Flawless.
He was one of them. And I said he because the winner is Sean Purdy. Sean Purdy, congratulations. Thank you for participating. You win a $50 gift certificate to your local movie theater. A special shout out, by the way, to Clinton Buchanan, who was the closest one to the correct time. He guessed 222 minutes.
You only got 2 of
And it was
the categories
220
correct.
minutes.
But
Yeah, but
Sean, way to go.
But congratulations to Sean.
You want to know what's cool? Aren't we doing a movie gift card for this one?
Yeah.
I think Sean works at a movie theater.
Oh, he'll love this gift card then.
Yeah. Way to go, Sean. Way to go.
Well, congratulations, Sean. Thank you for listening to this maybe a little long bacon bit, but we hope you enjoyed at least this part of the Academy Awards.
We're not going to talk about the Oscars for a year.
Yep. Probably won't come up again, but next year we'll do it, and we'll do a contest again, most likely. So look forward to that, if nothing else.
go Coda.
Ow!
Hey, I got you this face salad.